Hi guys, so I'm back to tell you my favorite shoe brands to pick up. Shoes for me are often some of the best items to pick up to flip. They have quite a high resale value on a lot of shoes. Shoes are often quite expensive, especially well-made, orthotic-friendly shoes, which a lot of people are looking to buy. So I always sort of go to the shoe section first whenever I'm in an op shop, generally speaking, because I can find some really good pickups there. That I don't want to miss out on. So the first brand is very surprising. It's called Arco Pedico. I was in an op shop when I first saw this brand, and it made me look a bit more thoroughly at the shoe. It sort of had a bit of it sort of looked orthotic friendly, but the style was sort of not very eye-catching and sort of a little bit ugly, and I just wasn't sure. But there was a lot of sold completed items on this shoe, so I picked them up. They were $2 at the time, the first pair that I bought. I sold them within days. I'm not sure how much for. I think sort of between the $30 to $40 mark, but any time since then I have picked them up and sold them. Most recently I picked up another pair and I sold them for $50 plus shipping. Keep in mind, this pair I'd picked up recently were in super good condition. It looked like they hadn't been worn, so I put that on my listing and they sold within a few days. So a really good brand to pick up. Arco Pedico shoes. The next brand I've mentioned before is Zara. So another orthotic friendly shoe. Just have a look at the style. You can get sort of orange colored ones and lots of bright colors they have. Not going to sell as well as black pair or white pair. And always look at completed sold listings. So see if there was any of that exact style selling recently. If there are a few completed, you'd probably be safe to pick those up as long as you're not paying any more than sort of the $10 mark, depending on what sort of shoe it is. Obviously, if it's a boot, like I picked up previously, I sold it for $50, so it was a pretty good pickup. The next brand is Frankie 4, which is a really good orthotic friendly shoe again. I've probably picked up 3 or 4 in my time. They always sell super quickly. I even sold a pair that didn't have any insoles and they were still a super quick shoe. Sort of anywhere from $50 upwards you can sell those for, even sort of closer to the $100 mark. It just depends on what style. They generally have sort of sandals and more sneaker shoes. They're sort of the ones that I've sold. Next brand is called Archie. It's ARCHE. Another orthotic friendly shoe. If you haven't already sort of guessed, that's the shoes you want to be looking for. I sell these very quickly as well. They have sneakers and sandals, so I just quickly look up the comps while I'm in the store to see if that particular style has been selling, and if they're sort of less than that $10 mark, depending on how much I can sell them for, I will pick them up. The next one is Robert Clergy. He's a sort of older designer, but I find in some of the op shops, a lot of his shoes are there and they're sort of more heels and sort of wedgie type shoes. They're really good quality and super comfortable. And I do find sort of a lot of the older women would like to pick up his shoes, so I do sell them. Not for an amazing profit, but they sell quickly, so I'm happy to pick them up. The next one I've got, sort of the next two are more like tips, is to buy shoes that are in season. So obviously here in Australia it's winter, so I picked up those boots knowing that we're in sort of the cold and wet season and we're wearing more boots at the moment, and they sold very quickly. Other thing to keep in mind is good quality looking shoes. So when you look at a shoe, you can often tell if it's a leather or if it looks quality made. I picked up a pair of these. They were like little loafers in an op shop that I don't often go to. It sort of never really has any good stock. But I walked in there one day and I saw these shoes. They were just looking at me, and they were little slip-on loafers. They were leather, a black slip-on leather. Didn't have any brand whatsoever on there, but they did say on the back handmade leather. So I ended up listing those and I sold them for $90. So you don't always have to look for branded shoes. Obviously, it is easier to try and sell them with a brand. People can correspond to the brand and go, I like this brand, I want to wear this shoe of this brand. But you don't always have to look for brand name shoes. Quality also comes into play. So they are my few tips and the shoes that I do tend to sell most frequently. I'm always looking for new brands to sell for profit. Do just have to do a lot of research. So going into eBay, typing in shoes, going to used, what's sold upwards of maybe $30, and just seeing what brands reappear. That's the best way to learn, but also while you're in the op shop, if you feel comfortable searching up comps, that's going to give you a really good idea if that item is going to sell. I hope that helps some of you when you're next in the op shop. Keep a lookout for all of these brands that I mentioned, and hopefully you can sell for a profit. Thank you.